Imagine leaving your home forever. Not for adventure. Not for opportunity. But because staying meant hunger. Now imagine arriving in a new country where the food is strange, the language unfamiliar, and the people look at you like you don't belong. For millions of Italian immigrants arriving in America in the late 1800s and early 1900s, survival wasn't just about finding work. It was about finding something to eat. And the truth is, the foods they ate when they first arrived in America might surprise you. Because it wasn't pizza. It wasn't spaghetti with meatballs. And it definitely wasn't the Italian food Americans know today. In fact, many of the meals Italian immigrants ate were so simple, so cheap, and sometimes so desperate, that most people today would hardly recognize them as Italian at all. But these humble meals carried something powerful. Memories of home. Hope for the future. And the determination to survive in a country that didn't always welcome them. Today, we're going back in time to explore the real food that Italian immigrants ate when they first arrived in America. And along the way, you'll discover how these simple survival meals slowly transformed into the Italian-American cuisine millions of people love today. Between 1880 and 1920, more than 4 million Italians came to the United States. Most of them came from the poorest parts of southern Italy. Places where farming was difficult. Jobs were scarce. And many families lived in deep poverty. For these immigrants, America represented something powerful. A chance to escape hunger. But when they arrived in cities like New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Chicago, life wasn't suddenly easy. Most Italian immigrants lived in crowded tenement apartments. Tiny rooms. Shared kitchens. Little money. And long days working in factories, construction, or street labor. Food had to be cheap. Very cheap. And so the meals they cooked were built around one simple goal. Stretching a little food as far as possible. But even in those difficult circumstances, they brought something with them from Italy. Their cooking traditions. Their ingredients. And their belief that food wasn't just fuel. It was family. The first meals in America. When Italians first arrived in America, one food remained at the center of their diet. Bread. Bread was everything. It was cheap. It was filling. And it could turn even the smallest meal into something satisfying. A simple piece of bread with olive oil, garlic, or maybe a little cheese could feed a family. Sometimes bread was dipped into soup. Sometimes it was fried. Sometimes it was simply eaten plain. But bread was the foundation of survival. Another common food was beans. Beans were inexpensive, easy to cook in large pots, and packed with protein. Families would simmer beans slowly with garlic, onions, and sometimes a small piece of pork if they could afford it. These simple bean stews could feed an entire family for days. For many immigrants, meals looked something like this. Bread. Beans. Maybe a small vegetable. And if they were lucky, a little cheese. It wasn't luxurious. But it kept them going. Soup became one of the most important foods for Italian immigrants. Because soup had one magical quality. You could always add more water. A small handful of vegetables could become a large pot of soup. Leftover bread could be dropped inside. Beans could be stretched. And suddenly a tiny amount of food could feed many people. One popular soup was minestrone. But the American version was often very different from what people ate in Italy. Instead of fancy ingredients, it might contain cabbage, potatoes, beans, onions, garlic, and whatever vegetables were cheapest that week. Sometimes there was no meat at all. But the soup was hot. And in cold northern cities, that mattered. For families working long hours in difficult conditions, a warm bowl of soup at the end of the day meant comfort. It meant home. Pasta wasn't always common. Here's something many people don't realize. When Italians first arrived in America, pasta wasn't always easy to find. In the early days, pasta could actually be expensive. And many poor immigrants couldn't afford it regularly. Instead, pasta was often saved for Sundays or special family meals. When families did cook pasta, the sauce was very simple. Sometimes it was just garlic and olive oil. Sometimes crushed tomatoes. And meat? That was rare. In Italy, meat was already a luxury for poor families. And in America, it was still something many immigrants could only afford occasionally. So the famous Italian-American dish we know today, spaghetti and meatballs, didn't exist yet. That came later. As Italian communities grew in American cities, small food markets and street vendors began appearing in immigrant neighborhoods. These vendors sold cheap foods that reminded people of home. Roasted chestnuts, fried dough, slices of bread topped with tomatoes and oil. Sometimes workers would grab these quick meals during short breaks from construction jobs or factory shifts. For immigrants working 10 or even 12 hours a day, street food wasn't just convenient. It was essential. But food wasn't just about survival. It was about memory. Many immigrants had left their families behind. Parents, brothers, sisters, sometimes wives or husbands. Meals often reminded them of the homes they had left forever. A bowl of soup might taste almost like something their mother used to cook. The smell of garlic frying in oil could fill a tiny apartment with memories of a village thousands of miles away. And in those moments, food became something deeper. A connection to a life they could never return to. And if you enjoy stories like this, exploring the forgotten history behind everyday food, consider subscribing to the channel. Because some of the meals we take for granted today have stories far more powerful than we realize. Stories of survival, immigration, and families trying to build a better future. Now let's continue the journey. Because something began to change for Italian immigrants in America. And that change would transform their food forever. By the early 1900s, Italian communities in cities like New York had started growing stronger. Neighborhoods like Little Italy were filled with Italian shops, bakeries, and food markets. And something important happened. Ingredients became easier to find. Tomatoes, olive oil, cheese, pasta, and even meat. For the first time, immigrants could begin recreating the foods they remembered from Italy. But something unexpected happened along the way. The food didn't stay the same. It evolved. Bigger portions, new ideas. America had something Italy didn't always have. Abundance. Food was often cheaper. Portions were larger. And immigrants began adapting their recipes to this new environment. Tomato sauce became richer. Pasta portions became bigger. And meat began appearing more often in dishes. One of the most famous results of this transformation was spaghetti and meatballs. In Italy, meatballs were usually small and served separately. But in America, families combined them with pasta and tomato sauce into one hearty meal. It was filling, affordable, and perfect for feeding large families. This dish would eventually become one of the most famous Italian-American foods ever created. Pizza's humble American start. Another transformation happened with pizza. Today pizza is everywhere. But when Italian immigrants first arrived, pizza was mostly unknown outside Italian neighborhoods. Early pizzas sold in New York were simple. Flat bread, tomato, maybe a little cheese. Street vendors sold slices cheaply to workers who needed a quick meal. For many Americans at the time, pizza looked strange. Some even considered it poor people's food. But that would change. Slowly, quietly, pizza began spreading beyond immigrant neighborhoods. And within a few decades, it would become one of the most popular foods in America. For Italian immigrants, food slowly became something powerful. It helped them hold on to their culture. But it also helped them become part of America. Their restaurants, their bakeries, their family recipes. All of these things introduced Americans to flavors they had never experienced before. And something beautiful happened. The food that once helped poor immigrants survive became beloved by millions. Here's the surprising truth. Many dishes people call Italian food today were actually created in America. Italian-American cuisine became its own unique tradition. A blend of old Italian recipes and new American ingredients. Dishes like spaghetti and meatballs, chicken Parmesan, baked ziti, and many styles of pizza. All tell the story of immigrants adapting to a new life. They weren't just cooking meals. They were creating a new culture. It's easy to look at a plate of pasta today and think of it as comfort food. Something simple. Something familiar. But behind many of these dishes is a powerful story. A story of families who crossed an ocean with almost nothing. People who worked exhausting jobs. Who lived in crowded apartments. Who faced discrimination. And who sometimes struggled just to put food on the table. The bread. The bean soups. The humble bowls of pasta. These weren't just meals. They were survival. They were hope. And they were proof that even in the hardest moments of life, people find ways to hold on to the things that matter most. Family, tradition, and food that reminds them where they came from. If this story changed the way you think about Italian food, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden history behind everyday foods and traditions, make sure to subscribe for more stories like this. Because sometimes the meals we eat every day carry the most incredible stories of all. And the next time you sit down to eat pasta, remember, what started as a survival meal for immigrants eventually became one of the most loved foods in the world.